All right, my minions, thank you. Thank you for joining me, and thank you for joining the Mrs. Group. I greatly appreciate it. So I want to take the time to break down what I went over with you last week as far as the weapon system endurance training goes. You know, training your shoulders, training your back, for that rifle, that shotgun, that pistol. It can take a little bit out of you at times. I didn't actually break down like the proper technique, proper form, safety, getting the most out of your workout and the most out of your training while you're doing the technique. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to break down proper form, proper technique, get y'all started on the right step, get that solid foundation for y'all. So, start with the lateral raises. So, you want your feet about, you don't want them shoulder width apart, but you don't want them close together either. About in the middle. You want that focus on that lateral raise, and also those stabilizer muscles, as the muscles that keep you from falling all over the place, teeter-totting around. You know, so get that good base, good solid foundation. Shoulders up, head up. Where your head goes, your body goes. You want your head up, looking straight, and then we'll bring those weights all the way out, about shoulder height. And again, you don't want to be leaning forward, don't want to be leaning back. You want everything lined up, and then coming down. So you go out and down. Now remember, as I showed you in the last video, basically is a three-step exercise. So you got the lateral raise, and you got the front raise coming all the way up. Now again, you don't want to be hyperextending your back doing it. So you want that solid foundation. You can lean forward a little bit if you need to, but don't let the weight cause you to try to hyperextend. You want basically what's called kipping. You don't want to be kipping up. Slow and control. Slow and control. Come up. And then down. Let the weights touch. Again. Down, everything lined up right. You want that balance. You need that balance. You don't want to be messing up your back. Keep your abs tight. Your abs protect your back. Keep you from hyperextending. Keep your abs tight. Get everything nice and lined up, nice and straight. So, just doing the air. Practice, warm up. Out. Check yourself in the mirror. That's typically why gyms have mirrors, and that's so you can check yourself out, so you can look good, so you can check your form and make sure your form is lined up and everything is good. I do it all the time when I'm working out in the gym. I'm checking my form. One, I want to make sure I'm doing it right. Full flexion, full extension. Two, I want to make sure I'm not off balance. You want to get the most out of the efforts that you're making. Get the most out of your workout. So coming out, everything's lined up, everything's straight line. Come down. Up, lined up, everything's straight. Coming up, abs tight, and then into the press. It's okay to have a slight bend, but you don't want to be hyperextending, because your spine itself isn't straight, it curves. So a slight bend is okay, hyperextension is bad. Hunched over, bad. Now, coming in with the arm circles. We'll do it just air arm circles for now, no weights. But it's the same thing as the lateral raise. But you're just doing small circles, focusing on your deltoids, focusing on your shoulders. And then back. Same thing. You want to be nice and lined up. You want to be hunched over. You don't want to be hyperextended. You don't want your arms low. You don't want your arms too high. Try not to bend your elbows really either. Straight. Try to keep your arms straight. Slight bend in the elbow is okay. You don't necessarily have to be hyperextending your elbow backwards. You don't have to have your elbow necessarily locked in place. But you want a straight arm. Focus on them shoulders. Same with front. Now, you'll notice with rifle and shotgun, you have a tendency when you're holding out to want to lean back to kind of compensate that for that weight. You know, you don't want to overcompensate, and that's why you need to work on your back, strengthen your back. So keep in mind, especially when you add weight, you're going to want to lean forward. Lean back, lean forward. Get that base. I tend to, when I do my arm circles, I tend to walk around. And I can check in the mirror as I'm walking to make sure I'm not hyperextending. Okay, I need to roll my shoulders forward. I need to lean into what I'm doing. Because technically when you're shooting, you're gonna lean in. Shotgun, you're gonna lean in. So don't allow yourself to let the weight force you back because you're trying to compensate for it. So walk around while you're doing it, because you will have to move and shoot. You will have to, with shotgun, move and shoot. Even in pistol, you're gonna have to move and shoot. So while you're doing this and you're getting used to it, if you got the weights in your hand and you're clearing rooms, move and shoot. Pretend that you're moving and shooting, but keep in mind, lean forward and lean into it. You're conditioning your shoulders and conditioning your back for the real life application of what it is you're doing. So, again, circles, they don't have to be big circles, just small circles, small movements. Working them deltoids, working the shoulder muscles, and then back. Making sure not to lean back, put some forward lean into it as you're going. Same as whenever you are doing the arm circles above. Keep a little bit of a forward lean. You will again have an inclination to kind of lean back a little bit, hyperextend back. You don't want to do that. And again, keep moving as you're doing this. Back and forth. I literally just pace back and forth as I'm doing the circles. Go forward, checking my form, checking my balance. If you need to work on your back specifically, there's exercises called good mornings, an exercise called Romanian Deadlifts that will focus more on your lower back, and we can focus on that, and I'll explain that and I'll demonstrate that on a later day. So there you have it. You have your lateral raise, to your front raise, to your press, and you've got your arm circles and the form. Just watch out for, again, your posture. Keep a good posture. Don't lean forward too much. Don't hunch over. Don't arch over. Don't hyperextend back. You want that balance. You want that good stance. That solid foundation. Everything starts from the ground up. Everything starts with your feet placement, footwork. If you're practicing room clearing or with the pistol, again, you're going to lean into it a little bit, regardless of what you're doing. So you have to make sure that your back is strong enough to keep up with it. Shoulders and back, weapons and room clearing. All right, one more thing I forgot to mention before I close this out. So whenever I'm doing the arm circles up front, I don't have the weights this way. I tend to point them. I find that it really engages the deltoids, your shoulder muscles, and gets your posture and your positioning a lot better. You can focus on the arm circles a lot better. When you don't have weights, it's not that big of a deal. When you're holding weights, it feels awkward. It's much different than not having weights. I tend to point them, and that way I can target the areas that I want to target a lot better. And the motion is a lot more fluid. I don't find that I'm fighting myself, fighting the weights as much. Same for overhead. I point them out as I'm doing it. Again, proper posture. Don't fall back. Get that forward lean a little bit, roll your shoulders forward. That's all I got for you. Thank you. That's all I have for you today. I appreciate it. Thank you for watching. If you have any comments, any advice, anything I can add to this, anything that's helped you out, I'm all for it. Efficiency. There's always possibly an easier, a better, and more efficient way And I'm all for learning that, and I'm all for teaching that. So let me know. If you have any questions, comment. I read all the comments, I will respond. So please like, share, subscribe, follow, comment, all that good stuff. I greatly appreciate it. And I will see y'all next time. Thank you. It's not working.